You gave up. You gave up. You gave up in the first half. You gave up. I don't know what the fuck you've been doing. Have you been drinking today? Because that was bollocks out there. And I know you're going to take that on the chin. So I'm okay with that. But that can't happen. It's not good enough. Boys, that was fucking shambles. How you go from Saturday to that, even if there is 3-4 players missing, it's not good enough. It's like 5 of their goals come from inside our box. Tap-ins, second balls, shots. It's poor. Only a handful of you can walk out with your head sort of high, even though you just got spanked 7-0. Never been spanked 7-0 in my life. I don't know what the answer is. We'll probably go on a good run for a few games again, and he gets spanked 5-0 or something, because there's just no consistency here at all. And we're just going to start playing some of the young lads.
What's going on, people, and welcome back to Rootz TV. I told you I'm trying to stay consistent on this YouTube thing. I'm taking inspiration from Bouncer. If you know, you know. So again, please help me. The least you guys can do is like, comment, subscribe. And I thought, let me talk about this subject because I posted it on my Instagram this week and it's gained a lot of attraction, especially on Twitter as well. And yeah, I thought let me take a bit of a further deep dive into it just to kind of get the thoughts and opinions of people that might have not seen it on YouTube. So again, a non-league manager has left his role, left his job, should I say, due to the video that you've just seen at the start of the episode being leaked online without his consent. Now, obviously I labelled it differently on Instagram, apologies for that. Obviously I didn't know the full context to it, which has later been revealed by the manager who's left, Frankie Sinclair, that he left due to the video that you've seen online being leaked without his consent. Now, there's a couple of things I want to think about and talk about, in regards to that. Now, the first thing, the video, it's not that bad. Bearing in mind, your team just got whooped 7-0. 7-0 to Rayleigh Town. So they just got whooped 7-0. So again, of course, there's going to be some sort of outrage, some sort of backlash from the manager because clearly things went wrong, terribly wrong. You can't even put it down to referee decisions. You can't put it down to red cards or bad weather or all the rest of it. Now, 7 goals went past your team. So again, the manager has every right to be pissed off, frustrated, and all of the above, like obviously within reason. So the video itself, yeah, a couple harsh things were said maybe, if you like.
You gave up. You gave up. You gave up in the first half. You gave up. I don't know what the fuck you've been doing. Have you been drinking today?
When I put it on Instagram, people were commenting, the game's gone, this is light. You know, if teams lose 2-1, they would be saying the same things, but to be losing 7-0, of course you're going to be saying stuff as the manager because it looks bad on you. It's a bad reflection on the team that you put out there to go and get a result from the game. But not only that, you've not got a result, but you've actually got dumped. So to put that video out and the response from the manager, it wasn't all that bad in context. Yes, he might have pointed at a few people, dug a few players out, but again, they might have needed it because again, clearly something went wrong. You know, you've conceded 7 goals, you've scored none, so it's gone wrong from both ends of the pitch. So if you're getting dug out, pretty much deserve it. So that's my thought on that side of things. But also on the flip side of things, in terms of consent, now there's 2 ways to look at it. First things first, is this something kind of abnormal? No, it's not, because if you know AS London, formerly known as London All-Star, shout out to them, based in East London, used to be a Sunday League team not too long ago now, obviously converted to obviously non-league now, Saturday League. I'll say all that to say this, they've been filming games and filming content for the longest time now. If it's the same team that I believed it to be, which is London All-Stars, they used to be in the same league as Baiteze, Hatch Lane, you know, that kind of Essex Corinthian league where teams film their games. So filming content nowadays, especially in 2025, is nothing new. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's doing it now, whether it be small half-time or full-time team talks. You only got to look at the manager the other day from Bracknell Town who did the full-time post-match interview that went mad viral. Now look where he is now. He's left his role. So again, doing content nowadays based around non-league football, Sunday League football, youth football is not abnormal no more. Do you know what I mean? So you look at the team now and you think to yourself, hold on, they've been doing it for a while now. So again, you kind of know what you're walking yourself into. Even to the point where the manager who was at that club has shared previous content when he was at the club. So again, he's used to seeing his face on camera. He's used to that sort of style of half-time team talks being recorded, full-time team talks being recorded. So it's not something out of the ordinary. So for that one in particular, I'm a bit shocked in a sense, like, did he say anything too badly? No, not in my opinion. He didn't say anything racist, didn't say anything sexist. Yeah, he might have dug out a few players and all the rest of it now, but really and truly, it's people on his sides. So again, it's not like, you're well out of order for digging out your players and putting it online. Sometimes it's needed. Sometimes players need to see it, so it's a reflection, or they see it sometimes and say, oh, is that what went on last game? Yeah, we need to rectify that for the next game. So that shouldn't have come as a bit of a shock to him, and that's what I was a bit baffled about, the fact that it was filmed, it wasn't that bad, it didn't call anyone out to a certain extent where it was too far, and it's been done previously before, so it's not like something out of the ordinary. Now, the way, even look, from my point of view, the way it was filmed, it doesn't look like someone was kind of doing it sneakily on the side. Like, sometimes you can tell from the camera angles, trust me, I do this. Like, if you can tell someone's doing it from the side and like, the camera's either there, or the camera might be just like over there, locked off, like as a GoPro angle. I think bunches of amateurs do it, and SC Dons are starting to do it now. So it's not like it was kind of on the slide. But I think it's more along the lines of the consent. Now, do you need consent? Not really. Again, you're based around adults. And again, if everyone else in the dressing room consents to it, then I don't really see the issue. Like, you do need consent when you're obviously filming around youth, around kids. Obviously you need the consent of their parents and the rest of it, especially in a dressing room, a locker room area, because obviously they're minors and they need the parents' permission. But when you're around adults, you don't necessarily need consent. Obviously it's nice to ask, and is it okay to put this up? But 9 times out of 10, you don't need the consent of adults, like, especially if you're in a public environment. In a closed environment like a dressing room, of course. In a locker room or a dressing room area, of course you need their consent in a sense, because people might be half naked, they might be coming out of the showers, they might be, they might have things or marks on their body that they don't want out into the public. But from what I see in the video, most players are fully dressed in football kit, so again, it's no different to being outside. So I'm just like, I'm a bit confused here. Like, is it a case of wanting to keep a clean-cut image? Is it a case of like, you want to keep everything behind closed doors, but then that kind of conflicts with what you've reposted before, so you're clearly aware of this sort of thing? So I'm just a bit baffled by that situation and scenario. And it kind of reminds me, again, if people follow Sunday League in this channel as well, kind of reminds me of the Baiteze SC Don situation, where there was that culture clash,
What non-league club has got supporters as young as like 6-year-old, 5-year-olds, 40-year-olds, random people that to a new manager coming into this level is now having to include in team talks.
Yeah.
Things like that aren't normal. The cameras, majority of managers would tell you, don't record the board, and it's like, for us, we're used to, again, we're Sunday League, but we've been like,
we're the All Blacks.
We're the All Blacks. It could be seen as a weakness, but we don't. We see it as we're strengthening the environment we're from, we're motivating so many people. And for people who aren't from that culture, it's something that they don't want to do because it can be seen as a weakness. You're actually showing them how we beat you. Yeah. You're showing them the version of you that they don't want to see it. So the other side to that, again, is why I say it's a bit of a culture clash, is we've got the power.
Mark Dacey, formerly of SC Dons, now obviously at Dulwich Hamlets, he didn't like the fact that people are walking in the dressing room that are not playing staff, and he further didn't like the fact that tactics were leaked out and obviously filmed online. But again, I'll keep the same energy like I did in that video, like I'll do in this video. You know what you're walking into. SC Dons is an entity that likes to film games, that likes to put out content. They don't like to shy away from that sort of thing. And Big G and Strapsy were very open with that. So again, knowing your environments, knowing your surroundings, knowing what you're walking yourself into, and trying to change that is two different things, because sometimes if you're aware of this, you kind of got to bear that in mind when you're taking on a job. And let's just say from the start that all things are offline and anything online is just purely on the pitch, or if it's all systems go, if it's a fly on the wall documentary, you have to just bear with it. Like, it just is what it is. So that was my kind of thing behind that. But overall, it seems like, they've both gone their separate ways off the back of that. But just this scenario here is just like, where's that fine line in terms of social media and football, because everyone's doing it now, teams are doing it now, players are doing it now, but at the same time, like, when is the on and off button? Like, I know there's certain restrictions around certain ages, but again, if you're doing it around an adult men's team and they're fully aware of it, like, I can't see the issue here. Again, I could be wrong, there could be something else in there, but in terms of consent, usually you need consent around youth teams and youth players, because obviously they're minors. They need adults to consent for them, so that's where it makes sense in that regards. But when you're around adults, then I can't really see the issue with it unless something crazy was said. But judging by the footage that was put out there, I can't really see anything wrong with that. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. But I thought, let me just talk about this because it's an issue that's going to keep continuing, because a lot of teams do it. Like I said, SC Dons have been doing it for the longest time now. #United have been doing it for the longest time now. Bunch of amateurs, they make a whole documentary and you know, whole song and dance about seeing the behind the scenes and all the rest of it now. So I don't really see what the issue is in regards to filming manager team talks, because sometimes a rollicking's needed, sometimes a kick up the backside's needed, but yeah, people need to see it, the good, the bad and the ugly. That's football, that's grassroots football, that's what we love it. So I thought, let me just talk about this and get your thoughts and opinions on this. Was the manager right to walk away from this just due to the fact that the video was leaked without his consent? But bearing in mind everything else that's around it, like the team does it before them and will continue to do it after them. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway, that's enough for me rambling on. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a bit.